Hey everyone, it's Lisa with you again. Welcome to your practice. For today we're going to use 2 blocks and we're actually going to start with a blanket. So if you have a blanket or some kind of, I think a bolster would be a little too high. So I'm just going to take my blanket and roll it a little bit so that my head can still be on the blanket. And this one is big enough so that maybe my butt can even be on the blanket, but I'll leave that part up to you. And we're just gonna drop in here. So I'm just gonna scooch up on here into the most comfortable position for myself. And yeah, my head and my hips are on my blanket, and you just wanna get the length of your spine connected and just keeping your knees bent. We're just gonna drop in here and just immediately starting with a few clearing breaths. So start by breathing in through your nose and exhale, let it go like a sigh. Just getting any movement, any wiggles out as you land in through the nose. Exhale, let that go. And just one more, in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. And if you're ready to breathe in and out through your nose, you can go for that. If you need a few more clearing breaths, you have time. And we're just letting the shoulders relax. And we're feeling as if the blanket is landing right between the shoulder blades. So it's almost like you're kind of snuggling that blanket right in between the shoulder blades and feeling the shoulder head soften back away from your chest. And your arms can be heavy, and just take a few more breaths here at your own pace. Just arriving and allowing your mind to rest somewhere. And sometimes that takes about, a few minutes or so to allow your mind to catch up with your body. So give it some time, give yourself time. You don't have to be perfectly still here. There's no right or wrong. It's just a moment to land, arrive, shift gears, settle into your body. Relax your jaw. Soften around your eyes. And just really start to focus your mind to your breathing. Maybe crawl your arms out just a little bit further away. Get a little wider across your chest. But keep the arms relaxed. A couple more moments here, just breathing and being. And after your exhale, we'll just take a few rounds together to sync up. So inhale like a wave, fill up for 3, 2, 1, and pause. And exhale, let it go. All the way out. Inhale again for 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Keep it soft in the face. Exhale, let it go. And last time, inhale, 3, 2, 1. Pause, expand, soften the shoulders. And exhale, release everything out. And on your next inhale, sweep your arms up, maybe maintaining contact with the floor in some way, maybe just your fingertips or your nails like mine. And I want you to just kind of swivel a little bit shimmy your hips a little side to side as you stretch out. Take another big breath here, just be. And as you exhale, cactus and glide your elbows down. And just imagine you're making some little snow angels as you inhale. Sweep up across the floor. Exhale, cactus. Little squeeze of the shoulder blades together and down. A couple more. Inhale to sweep it out. Enough. Exhale, glide, hug your low ribs in as you pinch the shoulder blades together. And one more. Inhale. And exhale, squeeze. And this time let's hold this cactus shape and make sure your wrists are neutral. They're not extended or flexed. They're just neutral. And then allow the backs of the hands to get a little heavier as the elbow points tip up. And give a little pinch of the shoulder blades. Hug your low ribs in and breathe there for 3. Soften your jaw for 2. Maybe press your low back down a little bit. And exhale, just bring your hands to your heart or just lie them down on your chest. Take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. And from here, we're gonna roll off to our right side. So what I'm going to do is take my blanket out from underneath my hips and bring it just under my head. And I'm gonna roll all the way onto my right side here and just have a neutral neck. So whatever you need to do to set that up. And just take a moment to reach that left arm forward, spread your left shoulder blade away from your spine. Reach and then start to sweep up and out, making a big circle and rotating that arm bone in your shoulder socket all the way back and around. I want you to take some circles at your own pace, and you're really grounding down through your hips so you feel this movement not only in the shoulder and the arm bone, but also through a little bit of the upper back. So trying not to force anything, but keeping the hips and the knees as grounded and stable as possible. And I want you to allow that, know that your arm is going to turn and move with these circles so you don't stay in that one. You may start with external rotation, and then as you go around, notice that you're internally rotating. So take just a few more here. Breathe. Taking the time to find some space. Connect to the breath. This might feel really good if you have some tension that you're holding in your upper body. So allow this movement to warm up the muscles and the tissues. And the next time you roll out and open, we're just gonna land into a twist, and it's okay if that left shoulder is floating. I'm gonna use my right elbow to sort of press down a little bit, rotate my left ribs a little more to the left, and just expand. Keep your neck soft, expand across the chest. Feel into that twist, keeping your legs nice and heavy here. Take another moment there. And just gently come all the way back and around, and we'll pull our knees through center. Shimmy your hips a little to the right if you need to, and we're gonna drop onto that left hip. So take your time coming onto your left hip. And again, just make sure that your neck is neutral, starting to reach your right hand on top of your left. Ground down through your knees, your ankles and shins, and just reach that right arm forward. Spread the shoulder blade. Just take an extra moment here as you begin to find more space. And just begin with your circles, just crawling that right arm up and around. and just continue to find that motion here. And use whatever breath works for you. Ground heavy through the hips. So you're isolating this movement into your upper body. With every circle, you might feel a little new space. And just find patience. Find interesting moments of sensation. Maybe you'll feel your spine open up a little bit more, little pops and cracks happening. Take a few more rounds, no rush. And whenever you feel ready, just open back out into that twist. And again, it's totally fine if your right arm is floating in space. My blanket is kind of propping my arm up, and I'm going to use my left elbow to push, lift my left shoulder blade, rotate my right ribs a little more. Find some length through your low back. Just find some space across the chest. And breathe. Take a few extra moments just to be here. Enjoy the stillness. And slowly, as you feel ready, you can complete that circle if you like. We'll just come right back onto your back and hug your knees into your chest and give them a gentle squeeze, maybe rock a little side to side. And take some time here to round out and sort of massage through your low back, maybe making some circles. Go in both directions if you're doing your circles, taking your time. And when you feel ready, take an easy happy baby. So that might mean grabbing shins, ankles, or if you feel comfortable and ready, you can grab your feet, but don't force it. Draw your knees wider than your chest. Find maybe a little rock, but lengthen your tailbone down. I like to swivel my hips a little bit here. Press your heels up, draw your toes down, get some resistance from the hands and feet, and feel as if you're standing, your feet are really pressing into the ceiling here. And just take a moment, opening through the hips, soften through the jaw, soften through the shoulders as best you can, trying not to pull them out of their sockets. And bring the soles of your feet together, make a diamond shape. Clasp where you can, let the feet drop. And just feel for using your outer hips to gently pull your knees open. You're not pushing with your hands or arms, but just using a little muscular effort to open out. Breathe here, press your sacrum down. And gently release. Come back into your little egg shape, maybe rock a couple times side to side. And we're just gonna rock and roll a few times. And you can round the spine. You can do this once or 0 times, but we're gonna rise up and meet on hands and knees. So you can set that blanket aside, or you can use it underneath your knees if you have sensitive knees here. But when you're ready, come up onto hands and knees. Have your blocks available to you at the top of the mat if you want to use them. And just start to find some movement here. So spread your fingers wide. Just finding a little free form movement. Really grab your mat with your fingertips. Any movement that feels good for you. Maybe just close your eyes. And check in. Feel it out. Move around. And breathe. Take a few rounds of cat-cow as well, just to warm up the spine and the shoulders. And when you feel ready, find a moment of stillness and point your toes. Pressing your shins down, make sure your knees are right under your hips. Pull your heart forward, cow pose. Press the tops of your feet down, press your shins down. Chest widens, squeeze the shoulder blades, push into the hands, and then draw the navel in as you exhale round. Press, segment the spine as you widen the shoulder blades. Inhale, come back through your cow pose. Exhale, you're gonna come through to your cat. Press the tops of the feet down, lift the knees, round in, push the floor away. Inhale to lower, pull your chest through. Even if you only lift your knees an inch or half an inch or whatever, it's fine. Exhale, press and round, hollow out, really broaden the shoulder blades. Just warming up the core. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Start to lower down. Come back to neutral, or you can take a cow, and then we'll land in puppy. So knees right under hips, hands at least as wide as your shoulders. Press down firmly through your hands so you have some action happening in the shoulders, wrapping the outer arms, and really feeling the tips of your shoulder blades. If it's too much of a back bend, you can draw your low ribs in. But just feel for actively pressing into your hands so you're not sinking and collapsing in your shoulders, hyperflexing, but you're able to feel as if you could just easily lift up without bending your elbows. That's how hard you're pressing down. Keep the neck soft. Keep breathing. And then from here, you can drop your elbows, you can keep them lifted. We're gonna pull ourselves forward and through onto your belly into a Sphinx pose. So stacking my elbows for this particular Sphinx right underneath my shoulders is gonna be helpful. So even a shorter stance than you're used to, if that's too much compression in the low back, just drop in a little bit to start. Take a few moments, anchor through your hips, engage through the core, so hug in a little bit. Imagine your frontal hip points are trying to pull together. So you feel that space in between your navel and the pelvis start to engage. Widen the collarbones, just be here, really try and anchor your inner wrists down as you really press into the hands, just as we've been doing this whole time. Stretch your thumbs away. Find another breath here, engage. Keep your toes pointed, keep your knees down. Take an inhale through this shape you're already in. Exhale, chin to chest. You're gonna round your spine, lift your ribs, your navel, and your hips, push and broaden your shoulder blades. Lower down incrementally from the hips, the navel, the ribs. Inhale, pull your heart through. Exhale, chin to chest and round. Just segment as you lift, widen the shoulder blades, press. Lower, inhale, squeezing the glutes. Exhale, curl and round and pull the navel in. Inhale to lower, Sphinx roll-ups. Exhale, round and curl and press. Inhale to lower. And exhale to round and hold and push. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Those are sneaky. Take a breath. Be here for a moment and then lower your forehead down. I'm just gonna reach that right arm out, palm down, directly outside of my right shoulder. Bend the left knee, drop your right temple down, and just roll towards that right shoulder. So onto the right hip. Any amount, use your left hand as a little kickstand. Sometimes I like to swing my right leg towards the left side of the mat, and that helps. But keep actively pressing into this right hand. Stabilize the shoulder. If you swung the right leg across, swing it back and roll to your stomach. Slide the right fingertips in, tenting off 10 and 2. Point the toes, anchor the pelvis. Squeeze the shoulder blades as you inhale, roll up. Like a wave, exhale, lower down. Inhale, roll it up, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, lower down, and one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Send your left arm out, palm down, bend your right knee. Drop your left temple, push into the right hand to roll onto that left hip. Any amount, and you can swing that left leg across. Push actively through that left hand. Pressing into the fingertips. Breathe. Feeling that across the chest. And gently, slowly unwind. One more time. Slide those left fingertips in. And press down, rise up, anchor your legs, anchor your feet, squeezing your glutes, pinch the shoulder blades together, navel draws back and away from the mat. 2 more, inhale. Just finding some freedom in the spine, exhale. 1 more, inhale. And exhale, hands underneath your shoulders, curl your toes, just press up to hands and knees. Press back into your child's pose from here. Take a few breaths in your child's pose and just land there, releasing your head and neck, finding a moment of stillness. Relax your jaw and just check in. From here, start to stretch your arms forward, pull yourself up to hands and knees. Curl your toes under, stretch back to down dog. And just like we did on hands and knees, you're gonna find some free movement here. So whatever feels good, just pedal it out, walk it out, shift the hips side to side. You can even use blocks under your hands. I've been using blocks lately and it allows for just a little more space, feels really good. And less, it's more easeful, I guess. So just take your time walking out your dog. Draw your low ribs in and really reach through your arms as you press down with your hands. And then find a moment of stillness and just be there for a moment. Soften the knees, scoop your hips up and back. Lift your heels, bend your knees a little bit and drop them towards the mat, but keep this dog shape. And then use that as a little springboard to lift your hips and flow forward through like a wave, like rippling your spine into your plank. Push the floor away. Send your collarbones forward, strong legs. And then drop your knees to a hover like you're gonna go through cow pose. Curl your tailbone up and roll back downward facing dog. Lift your heels, ripple your spine like through a cat pose. Plank, pause. Lower your knees. You can touch them down if you want. Hips to heels, curl and wave up, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, lift the heels, ripple your spine forward. Look forward, no rush. Lower your knees, up and back, downward facing dog. From here, lift the right leg. Bend the left knee, send the hips high, inhale. Exhale, right foot outside of the right hand. Take a moment here to drop the left knee down. I'm gonna use blocks, you don't have to, but just find a tall chest for a moment as you drive that right foot into the floor, into the mat. Left hand stays down on the floor or block, and sweep that right arm up and twist, squeeze the inner thighs. Maybe cactus the arm, just take a moment there to rotate open. Take that right hand behind your head and allow that line of energy from the shoulder blade up. So you're not opening your elbow out wide, but you're more like reaching it up. So you're finding that twist from the rib cage as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you're gonna curl and reach your right elbow towards your left. Maybe they tap. Inhale to rotate open. Exhale, curl and tap, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open. Exhale, and hold here for 3, for 2, and 1. Just open back up and reach, inhale. Exhale, right hand down. Find your half split. So just sending your right hip back, heart forward, left knee right underneath the left hip. Maybe bend your right knee a little bit. Find a more length in the low back. You can drop your chin. Dig that right heel down. Rebend the right knee. Rise up on Janayasana, inhale. Exhale, cactus and glide. Inhale, up. Exhale, cactus. And one more. Inhale to reach. And exhale, cactus. Hold, tip the elbow points forward. Scoop behind the heart like you're trying to pull your chest through. Exhale, release, hands down, step back, down dog. From your down dog, inhale, ripple forward to your plank. Exhale, drop your knees, curl your heart, hips to heels. You can come right into down dog from here, or you can pull yourself into an up dog first, and then back through downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, inhale, bend your right knee, send your hips high, reach through your arms. Exhale, left foot outside of the left hand. Bend your knee, drop your right. Take a moment here to arrive and just really press down into that left big toe. Hug the midline. Right hand stays down, sweep up and back, find your twist. And just stay there for a moment, just breathing into the twist. Having a wardrobe malfunction, hold on. So take that time, squeeze that right shoulder blade onto your back, and then take that left hand behind your head. And find some way to keep those lines of energy working with each other. So you're not working against yourself here. Take an inhale, round and twist, exhale, maybe you tap. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, curl and tap. Inhale, open. Exhale, tap. One more. Inhale to open. And exhale, and just hang here for an extra breath and hold as you squeeze. Rotate back open, and just take a stretch. And exhale, hands down. Find your half split. Take a moment to set it up. I like to keep that wide stance. Of course, you don't have to. It's up to you. We're just finding some length in the spine, trying to avoid this shape and maybe bending that left knee to find that pelvic tilt to help lengthen out of your low back. And I like to, point my toes, my back toes, but it's totally up to you and how your knee feels. But it feels good to me to press down through my shin and right foot, back foot. Take another moment there. Shift back forward, bend back into your left knee. Anjaneyasana, inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, cactus. One more inhale to sweep. Exhale, cactus. Hug the low ribs in, pull your chest through, pinch your shoulder blade. And exhale, hands down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, drop the knees, lift the heart, hips to heels. Pull yourself through upward facing dog. Inhale. And downward facing dog. Exhale. Right leg lifts. Inhale. Right foot steps this time in between the hands. Pause. Drop your left knee down. Inhale. Sweep the arms up. Anjaneyasana. This time, exhale, hands can come behind you for either a clasp, or you can grab your forearms or your elbows. Totally up to you. Hug the elbows back. Find some space across your chest. And just feel for curling up. Scoop those hips underneath you, squeezing your left glutes. Stabilize. Take another deep breath. And gently, slowly release, hands down, up and back, modified pyramid pose or wide pyramid pose. And just keeping that back heel spiked up. Your front foot can press flat, or you can lift the front foot with the heel down, totally up to you. Just hug the midline here. And again, you can soften into the knees, find a little more space. Bend your right knee, ground down through the feet, push the floor away, rise up high, lunge. Take a moment here, press into those big toes. If you can keep the position of the pelvis, start to straighten that back knee. Exhale, hands down, step your back foot forward and fold. Soften the knees here as you fold. Inhale, lengthen, scoop the hips back, send the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold, release your head. Inhale to rise up, push the floor away, find more space. Exhale, hands through center, soft knees, and fold right back down. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot back. Drop your right knee down. Anjaneyasana, inhale, lift. Take an extra breath here. Exhale, hands down. Modified pyramid or two straight legs. Pause. Breathe. Bending your left knee, high lunge. Press down into those big toes. This time, take your arm variation. So same options here. Maybe you want to clasp or grab opposite elbows. Leave it up to you and just come into this shape, scooping the hips underneath you, curling your heart up, opening across the chest. Make sure you can breathe. And exhale, hands come down, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Left leg lifts, inhale. Left foot steps through. As you exhale, pull it through. Right knee down. Untitled, inhale to rise. Stay for the exhale, just get into the shape. Inhale there. Exhale, any arm clasp behind your back, open the chest. Take a breath, open up, and then release. Hands down, come into your 2 straight legs, hugging the midline. Lengthen the spine, keeping the knees soft, not locked out. Rebend your left. Soften your right knee as well. Press down to rise up. Find your high lunge. Reach through your arms. If you can maintain this nice neutral pelvis and low back, extend as much as you can, squeezing your right glutes, press that right heel back, reach the left knee forward. And exhale, hands down. Step that back foot through and fold soft knees. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Soften the knees, press the floor away, round the spine up, sweep. Hands through heart center as you fold. Release your head. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, left foot steps back, left knee to your mat. Arms sweep up, Untitled, inhale. Take a moment here. Take another breath just to arrive. Exhale, 2 straight legs. Be here. Rebend your right knee, look forward. Soften your left knee, set the pelvis, and when you feel ready, arms will sweep up. High lunge, inhale. Find your clasp. Whatever suits you, just commit. Finding either just being here, finding a little heart open, a little back bend. Exhale, release. Hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, ripple your spine forward into your plank. Lower your knees, hips to heels. Pull yourself forward and through, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Blocks or no blocks, you're gonna walk your hands backwards to your feet, soften your knees, and fold. And just be here for a moment. Just be in your fold. You can find little movements if you like. Keeping your feet about hips distance apart though. Slide your hands up to your shins, pull your chest forward, scoop your hips back. Exhale, refold. Bend the knees a little bit, round the spine all the way up. Inhale, open up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in, ground through your feet. Exhale. Start to find Utkitasana, bending your knees, but try to reach your knees forward a little bit here, like you're almost gonna pass your toes, and then you wanna pull your hips back and lift your chest up. So reach your knees forward, pull your hips back, curl your chest up, press your palms together, spin your inner thighs back. Imagine you're trying to kick the heels apart. Take a big inhale. I'm gonna hook my left elbow inside of my left thigh, press my right hand on top of the left, and rotate. Find some space here. Stand firmly through the feet. Try and feel as if you're really lifting, extending, and then lifting through the chest, trying to bring that left collarbone through to the right, trying to lift your thumbs up towards your chest. Slowly unwind, come back to that Utkitasana. Option to keep your hands here or reach your arms up. Inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold soft knees, round the spine, come all the way up. Sweep. And hands to your heart. Take a breath just to land. And then option to lift your arms or keep your hands to your heart, totally up to you. Start to bend your knees, pull your hips back, lift your chest up. Knees forward, hips back, chest high. Lift your heart, draw your low ribs in. Right elbow hooks inside of that right leg. And then I'm going to use that as leverage to rotate. Try to avoid rounding. Try and find length first and then twist second. Find some space across the collarbones. Trying to really press the palms together. Have them resist each other. Breathe. Feel nice and balanced here. Stable through the feet. Take another moment. Inhale, we're going to come right back to that Utkitasana. Maybe arms reach, pull the heart through. Exhale, forward fold, release, and hang. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. This time just walk right back to your downward facing dog. And once you get into your dog, just pedal it out. Take a moment there. Find some movement, take a few breaths, and just notice how you're feeling. Inhale, sweep that right leg up and back, reach through your arms. Exhale, bring your right foot in between your hands. Left knee comes down. And just walk your hands up to your right thigh and lift your chest and just set your shape here. We're going to reach the arms forward. And just like we did earlier on your back, you're going to reach that right arm forward ahead of the left, spreading that right shoulder blade. Reach it as far as you can, and then sweep it up and rotate into your twist here. Hug the midline, thumbs up. And squeeze. And you can sort of come out of it a little bit as you inhale and then exhale, rotate and reach through your fingertips. And inhale, just come out of it, unwind a little bit. And exhale to reach. And just hold here for 3. Breathe softly. 2. And 1. Left hand down. Right arm up, or just for actually to start, just bring your right thumb into your hip crease. We're going to start to lengthen that right leg out, maintaining the hips. So if you need, palm to the pelvis or the sacrum. Find length in the spine. You can stay right here. Maybe bend that left elbow a little, scoop that left shoulder blade underneath you so you feel like your left collarbone is moving to the right, or you can reach your right arm up. Find your balance. Find your space. Take another breath, expand. Look forward, rebend that right knee, reach your right arm forward. Reach your left arm forward, curl your back toes, lift your back knee, rise up. Take a moment here to get settled into your shape. And we're going to take that left hand behind our head and turn right thumb down. Reach your right hand. You're going to sort of rotate and then rotate again. Right hand to the back of the left thigh. And see if you can come up. Again, reaching that left elbow in line with your shoulder blade, finding a twist, finding a balance, squeezing your left glutes. And next exhale, you're going to send that left elbow outside of the right thigh. Press down and unfurl. Back thigh super strong. You can also drop your back knee. But if it's lifted, power it up. Spike that back heel. Squeeze the midline. For 3. For 2, drop a little heavier into that right hip. And one, gently land the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Long exhale. Left leg lifts, inhale. Left foot through, top of the mat, right knee down. Pause, just walk yourself up for a moment. Don't reach your arms up yet. Take a moment to set the shape. And then reach your arms forward. Secure the arm bones first, and then reach that left arm. Reach it ahead, spread that left shoulder blade. And as you feel ready, rotate up and back. And you might not go too far. This shoulder is a little cranky for me. So I'm gonna unwind, inhale, and exhale, twist, maybe go a little further. Unwind, and then rewind. Wherever you land, hold it, reach through those fingertips for 3, press into the big toes for 2, and 1. Right hand down, left thumb to that left hip crease, start to lengthen that left leg. Scoop the hips back, send your heart forward, and try to feel, maybe bend that right elbow a little bit to really secure that shoulder onto the back. Maybe your left arm lifts. Find your twist from your ribs. Notice if your hips are dropping to the right like mine were. Just find a balance here. Find some space, squeeze the midline. Even if you're not perfectly squared, which is totally normal, just the action of squaring, the strength. Take a breath. And exhale, look forward. Rebend the left knee. Curl your right toes under if they aren't already. Reach your left arm forward. Reach your right arm forward. Inhale. Drive through that back leg as you exhale. Come all the way up. And again, just set it up first. Take your time. Right hand will come behind the head. Left arm will reach back behind you. Find that sweep. Circle it around. Set it up. And then breathe into your shape. Whatever that is for you. Send that right elbow high. Take another big breath. And exhale very gently, arrive into your twist, right elbow outside of the left leg, palms pressed together, right knee can drop down or keep the knee lifted and drive through that right, I saw a fuzz in my peripheral vision, drive through that right thigh, squeezing the glutes, driving the chest towards the left, find space. Power up your back leg, find length. Take another breath. And look forward and down to unwind, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward. Option to take a push up here, press back up to plank, drop your knees, hips to heels, pull yourself forward and through your back bend. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Let's take the blocks out of the equation if you're using them, and we'll meet in down dog. We'll shift forward into plank and lower all the way down. Come back into your Sphinx. Make this one a little more relaxed, maybe. Maybe roll your head around. Just take a few deep breaths as you land. Now, if you want, the blanket might come in handy here. So I'm going to take mine outside of my right hip. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna bring that right knee out wide, in line or around about the right hip, almost like a half frog pose. And you're welcome to stay here. You're welcome to hang here. Or you can take your right hand thread it underneath your left arm, kind of walk it over towards the left, and then bend your left arm and rest your head there. And just slow down. Just finding some space. I also like to curl my left toes under and move my left leg out a little wider, so I feel some more space across the front of my hips. Just start to steady your breath. Let it come back to a slower rhythm. You might feel your heartbeat against your mat. Just take a couple more breaths wherever you are. If your arm is threaded, we're going to unthread. And we're going to actually just use this shape to roll right into a twist. So left arm is going to reach forward. And you're just going to sort of roll right onto your back. And hang there for a few breaths. Make this really gentle. Make this twist really easy. Without force. If you like, you can even grab a block or kind of fold up your blanket to bring it underneath your right knee for a little more support. Just let it feel really good. Take one more deep breath there. And just come out of it the way you came into it. So we're just going to roll back towards the stomach, back towards a Sphinx pose. And I'm going to move my blanket to the other side. So if you did use the blanket, just move it over. And we'll set up for side two. So take that left knee out and just know that this side might be a little different. That's okay. And I like to, again, just walk your right leg out maybe a little bit further before you settle into it. Just get the logistics out of the way. And either stay right here, or you can thread that left arm underneath, just kind of walk it and drop in, resting on your right forearm. Just be here. Settle into the breath. Settle into the shape. Try to focus your awareness back to something that helps you to be calm, to be still, somewhere gentle to rest your mind. Couple more rounds of breath here. And over the next breath or two, whenever you feel ready, we'll just unwind, come upright, just leave the legs. Sweep your right arm over to the left, so drop that right shoulder down, and then just roll into your twist from here. Using whatever props to help you really relax, soften. Take a few full body breaths. And whenever you feel ready, we're just gonna, from this position, roll right onto your back. And if you want, you can also grab your blanket and roll it up underneath your knees. Just take your time setting up the logistics of this. And whenever you feel ready, maybe just give yourself a few moments, maybe hugging the knees or finding some finishing final touches to your practice. Whatever works for you, but when you're ready, just let your body relax. And I like to always say Shavasana can look like anything, any relaxing shape that works for you. But whenever you get there, you're just gonna land, take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go with a sigh. And just be. Take your time here, settling in. And if you can, stay here for as long as you can, whatever time you have available for yourself to be still. Try to find at least 3 minutes just to do nothing in this position. And this is where I will leave you. Thank you so much for joining me again today at Yoga Community. And until we see each other again, peace.